10 o'clock, and here we go now with Fox 10 Talks. And the news from Israel is pretty stunning. In an overnight development, they said they killed 2 top Iranian officials. Now, you might remember they had said early on that whoever else moved into high-ranking power in Iran would be considered a target by Israel. There's no confirmation yet from Iran, but Israel is saying this man, perhaps the most powerful man left in Iran after the original strikes that took out, well, several dozen leaders. Ali Laranjani, the head of the Supreme National Security Council, they say was eliminated last night. That is certainly going to be one of our top stories this morning. And coming up in a few minutes, we're also going to be talking with Rebecca Grant. She follows all these developments in the Middle East. We'll find out whether or not that's any kind of a game changer for what's going on in the Strait of Hormuz. Stay with us for that. Also today here on Fox 10 Talks, there's some blood pressure news from cardiologists, particularly affecting women in certain age groups. And we're going to tell you more about what they have to say about that. That's coming up this hour. And then these other headlines. It turns out that Zoomers are the worst of all drivers. But what's a Zoomer? We'll explain. We'll see if you agree with the conclusion they came to. And then it is St. Patrick's Day 2026. We are going to be talking to our buddy Tim Hattrick. Tuesday with Tim. I think that's got a ring to it. Tim Hattrick from KNIX 1025 has got 5 ways that you can bring yourself some good luck, not just on St. Patrick's Day, but pretty much every day of the year. Hey, coming up in a few minutes, Desiree is going to be joining. Celeste is off this week. Des doing a great job for us here on Fox 10 Talks. But let's talk about the heat that's coming and the steps that we all should be taking to make sure we don't run into problems when we're out and about in the heat, especially because hiking is as popular as it is. There were some rescues. We're going to be talking with a Phoenix fire captain in just a moment about it, but the city says they have a plan.
Everybody was dreading a summer academy. Well, summer's here in March, unfortunately. So I just went by there right now, and usually they had hose pulling in the afternoon, but they did that this morning, and now they're in the classroom doing wildfire training.
And so, in this particular case, Phoenix says they're going to open all their libraries coming up here pretty quickly as cooling centers this week in the middle of March. That's something we normally announce in, the middle of May. But Scottsdale, you just heard from Scottsdale Fire right there, has some plans to install ice stations at the trails. And so let's talk about what's going on some of these trails. Joining us right now is Phoenix Fire Captain Mike Johnson. So, Mike, thanks for spending some time with us this morning. You guys were busy just one day yesterday, and we really haven't hit the worst of the heat yet.
That's true. Yeah, we kind of unprecedented. We had 3 mountain rescues basically at the same time.
Okay. How does that even work, by the way?
I get a lot of comments when I'm out on these mountain rescues, and people say, why do we need all these fire trucks? This is a perfect example of why we have so many resources out on these things. It really is set up for worst case scenario. And when we're pulling 3 people off of the mountain at the same time, our members, our firefighters are up there for that entire time in the heat working.
Right. Do you have second crews that you launch? I mean, do you have multiple crews that could go onto multiple mountains? Now, this was all on one mountain, right?
It was all on Camelback yesterday. Yeah, that's correct.
I think we've got some video, as a matter of fact. Here you guys are pulling up. So when the first one comes out, it's pretty much standard operating procedure.
Standard operation, yeah.
And then the second one comes in, so then what happens?
So then we have other crews that are staged in the parking lot. We send them up to the next patient. They do an assessment, try to figure out the best way to get that patient off the mountain, whether it's a hoist operation using Phoenix PD helicopter, or our big wheel operation, which you've seen sometimes, or just sometimes assisting them down the mountain with some rest and some water.
Okay, so let's walk through exactly what was going on yesterday. You see the video right there. So you've got the chopper. You have plenty of resources, but let's specifically talk about the 3 instances yesterday.
Sure. Yeah. So the first one came out. It was an adult female that rolled her ankle, had an injury. She was not able to continue down the mountain, so we did a hoist operation with her. During that assessment, we had reports of another gentleman that was having a heat-related emergency.
Is that guy right there? I'm trying to look. That might be the third.
That was the third one. Okay. Yeah, a third adult that had a collarbone injury.
Okay.
And then, so 2 of the 3 ended up refusing transport. 1 did get transported,
right.
But it was all hands on deck there for a few hours.
Okay, so it sounds like of the 3, 1 was an ankle, 1 was a collarbone. Did that guy break his collarbone up on the mountain? Did you ever hear?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I can see it happening.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and by the way, were we talking all 3 on Echo Canyon? Because if I'm up there hiking, I usually come up the Scottsdale side, but were these all on Echo?
I like Cholla myself. Yeah, they were all up on Echo Canyon.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you had the first one. Now you deploy a second crew to go up further, or do you just literally keep pushing your guys higher and higher up the mountain?
So it really depends on the situation. Okay. We usually have more than 1 crew that's going up for just 1 patient. Okay. And because it does take a lot of resources depending on what kind of situation we encounter and how we're going to get the person off the mountain. So really they were able to kind of break up and then go assist the second patient, and we sent more crews up to help the units that were up on top of the mountain.
Do you find that sometimes you run into even greater problems with people who are not familiar with the mountain? Look, we love our visitors. Tourism's a great thing for the valley, but a lot of us, I don't know, we've already had 95-degree weather, and so I do feel like in some cases we kind of build up a little immunity to it. What about people who are coming in from out of town? Is that more of a frequent issue for you?
I don't know if I would say more or less of an issue, but it definitely, because in Arizona and Phoenix especially, when you wake up in the morning, sometimes it's beautiful outside. You give it a couple hours, you're on top of that mountain, that heat really starts to impact us.
Yeah, that's right.
And even the ones of us that live here year-round, we're not acclimated to this heat yet.
Right.
So going from 90 to 105 in just a few days, even if we're on that mountain pretty regularly, it's going to sneak up on us. So just making sure you're taking the proper steps to hike smart, do it early, do it in the evening, making sure you have plenty of water, you're doing it hydrated, you have the proper footwear, clothes, sunscreen, hat. There's not a ton of shade on these mountains if you do run into a problem where you start feeling overheated or have an injury, and that can happen even in the best of the hikers.
I do remember going up the Cholla Trail once many years ago. It was kind of a warmish day, but not extreme heat at all. But I remember walking by this one fella, and, you know, people stop and rest. You should. And I remember he said, "This mountain is kicking my butt today." I think we can all relate. Overall, what kind of advice would you want to make sure, before we wrap up here, you leave with people if they are going to be out on our mountain trails?
Yeah, so just making sure you have that round trip ticket, doing it smart, starting early, starting later in the evening when the temperatures are starting to come down, or just take a couple days off and maybe not tackle Echo Canyon on Camelback, which is probably one of the harder trails here in the valley. Okay. Making sure, again, proper footwear, proper clothing, and lots of water.
So you do think it's important to maybe give yourself a day off in between hikes?
You know, it really depends on what people are used to.
Sure.
But this hike, or this heat is really just unprecedented for us at this time of year. We have a lot of visitors in town. Cactus League is moving baseball games to the night, so that's showing you everyone's kind of taking this heat very seriously, and we just want people to be safe, enjoy the city, and have some fun.
Okay, we got about 30 seconds before the break. What are the rules that people need to be aware of in the city when heat reaches a certain threshold in terms of closing trails and everything else?
Yeah, so just keep an eye on the social media, city parks. They will close certain trails depending on if the National Weather Service deems it an extreme heat advisory. Right. But really just keeping up with your family, keeping up with your neighbors, making sure everyone's aware of this temperature spike. My mom walks every day in the morning. I reached out to her today and said, maybe do an inside workout this morning.
Okay, now she's not doing Camelback every day, though.
No.
All right. Well, Mike, thanks for being with us, and hopefully everybody stays safe in this heat wave.
Yes, and if you need us, you can always call 911.
There you go. All right. We're going to take a break right now because they're in the other half of the country. It feels like you're in a different world. Look at the mystery cam. Where is it so snowy? Give us your guesses. I'm back with Des in 2 minutes. All right, Des, here we go. So welcome to what looks like the North Pole, which is actually only, as the crow flies, I think it's maybe, I think I know because we've used this shot before, is a little over 1,000 miles from here, maybe 1,400 miles. And yet it's literally like another world. It's crazy.
I know. Insane.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see where our guesses are coming in from. Look at Paul Humphrey and Burger Boy. They're both agreeing they think it could be Portland, Maine.
I think that's a great guess. I was definitely thinking somewhere on the East Coast because of the lighthouse.
All right.
Right? There's not that many of those.
Okay.
I'm going to go Maine, too.
Yeah, I see a bunch of Paul Humphreys on that, too. So, all right. Anybody else have any guesses? It's now or never time.
Oh, well, Darla, she's thinking, good morning, Darla. I did see yesterday, I think you said you missed me. I missed you, too.
Oh, good.
She's got a couple guesses in there as well.
Okay. Now, we do have some jokesters. This is why we call it the friendliest chat online. What we love it is if you watch us on Fox 10 TV, and then, but also on your phone, maybe have us on YouTube, because then you can join the conversation. Because Darren Lloyd says it could be Tucson. This is like a running joke here on Fox 10 Talks. Every day somebody guesses Tucson. I don't think so. But also possibly Nova Scotia, because we do have a bunch of cameras up in Canada.
Oh, yeah, that's a good guess.
All right. And then one more before we reveal your answer, which is RJC, who says New Hampshire. You are going with Portland, Maine. I am going to go, Daz.
Yeah, what you doing?
With Michigan.
Michigan.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Here comes our answer.
All right.
Here
it is?
go.
Oh, and how did he know? It's Paradise, Michigan.
I know. Well, I went up to the UP, which later this morning, if you haven't seen the pictures out of the UP this morning, it's just unbelievable. Up there, the UP of Michigan was, it's like a photographer's wonderland. So, Anyway, spending some time up there in northern Michigan. I don't think I went by this lighthouse, but it's memorable, that's for sure. And by the way, off there in the distance is the actual lake. So, yeah, it's frozen over with ice, and it is crazy, that's for sure. Okay, so major developments to talk to you about this morning when it comes to the war overseas. There was news that broke, it was about 4 o'clock this morning, that Israel had said they had killed 2 top leaders that were among the group that were still left alive after that original hit on the Iranian leadership. So we thought this might be a pretty good day to bring in a guest who we have learned a lot from in previous interviews. It's Rebecca Grant with the Lexington Institute. Rebecca, I actually don't know where you are, but I hope it's not super cold and snowy.
No, the daffodils are coming up here in the Washington, D.C. area, although we did have a little snow a couple days ago.
Okay, well, there you go. All right, Des and I have so many questions for you, but let's get your first reaction to the news that Israel announced. We're still waiting for confirmation from Iran that it happened. Is this, do you think, a key development just in terms of the power structure and the vacuum that now might be created?
Yes, it's a key development. First of all, a reminder of how good Israel's intelligence is, and that really no one in Iran's terror leadership is safe. Second, these 2 individuals, both very significant. Ali Larijani, thought to really have been the power behind the scenes for about a year and a half. If you remember, Ayatollah Khamenei, who was killed in the first strikes, was 86 years old. So Larijani was running a lot of things in the background. The second, what we believe, is the commander of the Basij force. This is a part of the IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, but it's sort of a paramilitary part. Basij force operatives probably very involved in the deaths of those 32,000 Iranian citizens. These are the thugs who stand out on the street and shoot at you if you're in Iran. And so it is a major decapitation strike. And I think another possibility to open at least the possibility for change in Iran.
Mm-hmm. And this has been noted as kind of one of the most sophisticated air campaigns ever during Operation Epic Fury. Can you explain why so?
Oh, absolutely. Just partly because of the aircraft we have involved. You see the aircraft launching off the carrier decks. That includes our F-35 stealth fighters. Our B-2 bombers used in the summer for Operation Midnight Hammer have been back in action. Our F-22 fighter. F-35s flown also by the Marine Corps off the carriers and flown by the U.S. Air Force from land bases. And don't forget, this is really the first major combat operation for the separate United States Space Force, and they, sometimes they're front battle line, maybe in Colorado, but their job is to watch all the Iranian missile launch indicators and also to help keep our forces safe and make sure that nobody can mess with space-based communications and navigation in that region. So just an incredible sophistication here, both in the precision of the weapons and the planning and really the stunning and impressive execution of this air campaign.
Let's talk a little bit about Rajani, because I've seen some speculation in some reports that he was the power, the source of the decision making. And I don't know if you want to, imply that Mujtaba was almost like a puppet that was selected by the military. And right now we don't even know if he's alive or if he was badly injured in the original attack. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. But was he up to that level where he would call the shots, despite the fact that allegedly Iran has a new supreme leader?
So, Larijani, I think, really was a power behind the scenes. And your theory about the son of the Ayatollah Jr., Mojtaba Khamenei, that's a good theory, that he's a puppet or a shadow. Of course, so key to this, as you pointed out, nobody has seen him. We've had a statement released, but it was just a printed statement. So we have no idea what he might be doing. But really, you're asking, are we finally cracking through the hard line layers down to some leadership that might agree to a ceasefire, agree to account for the highly enriched uranium, and start to be the basis of a more reasonable functioning Iran. President Trump has made pretty clear that he's willing to talk if there's a reasonable Iranian that comes forward. And, for a good government in Iran, there would be immediate sanctions relief and economic help from that. So I think it's hopeful that we're starting to see them run through these hardline leaders. But we don't know, and I think I urge all Americans to really judge this campaign for what it is, a military campaign to remove their military capability, make us safer here, make the Middle East safer as well. We've got to weigh it on its military merits, where it's doing a very good job getting rid of the missiles, getting rid of the Iranian Navy, and making sure there's no prospect of Iranian nuclear weapons.
And this will have to be quick because we have only just about 2 minutes left. But there have been reports this morning, Axios reporting that Iranian officials or whoever they may be are trying to communicate with the U.S., President Trump. Is that confirmed? Do we know if that's true? Has there been that open line of communication yet?
Well, I think Foreign Minister Arakchi has said that he might be willing to talk. He's always willing to talk. Whether it's serious, I think we have yet to see. And certainly President Trump isn't about to stop and talk. He's going to finish the military objectives first.
And when it comes to this decision where they're attacking all their neighbors, like a week ago, one of their leaders was apologizing, and then they just kept attacking their neighbors. Is that, I know the reason they're doing that is to try to get them to say, oh, we'll be against the war. But I wonder if that's working or if it's pushing these other Gulf countries further away from them and more onto the American side.
Pushing them away from Iran. A lot of these countries might have been neutral, but Iran showed its true colors with the literally thousands of missiles and drones against its neighbors like the UAE, with whom they share a natural gas field, and then on an arc from Azerbaijan through Turkey, all down the Gulf states and right over across to Oman. They've shown what a terror regime they really are. Don't ever forget it.
All right. That's Rebecca Grant. She joins us from the Lexington Institute in the Washington, D.C. area. Rebecca, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, every single time, Des. She has great information. I like you, I think I just start filing questions away for the next time Rebecca's going to join us.
Yeah, absolutely. She's just a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, break time. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're watching FTT, Fox 10 Talks. All right, everybody, welcome back to more Fox 10 Talks. And what we've got planned for you now is we're going to move away from the snow because we got to be talking about the heat. That's coming up as the week goes on. But let's go ahead and do our daily check of gas prices. And we'll show you exactly what the news is. So, Des, AAA is now reporting that the national average went up 8 cents yesterday.
Yeah.
We went up some, but not that bad.
Yeah, which is good. But the national average is still much less than where we're sitting right now. Our state average is sitting at $4.35. But what's shocking to me is that when you look at the average just in Phoenix alone, it's almost 30 cents more than that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
$4.64.
Yeah. And I
difference.
see a lot of places at $4.69 and even $4.79. Many years ago, I was doing a story on our gas prices, and I was interviewing an executive with Chevron, and he said, he was pointing out, because most of our gas comes refined from the refineries over in California, and he said, we put that gas in the pipeline, we send it to Phoenix, and by all good business practices, I should not be charging less there than what we're charging to our customers in California. But they do. So we're reliant on these refineries in California. I'm sure they analyze every market, in terms of what they think people can pay. And in California, they're used to paying now $5.50 a gallon.
Well, why are they paying that? Why are they paying that?
I know.
If you have refineries
Correct.
within the same state, why is it over $5 a gallon?
See, my understanding is, and by the way, Isabella joins as well.
Hello.
Is that the majority of that oil is coming from Alaska. So, why would we, because we have all kinds of oil in the United States, whether it's from North Dakota and the shale there, or Texas with all their oil wells. But then Alaska has a lot of oil, and it gets shipped. It stops at a port in Anacortes, Washington, and then the rest of it comes straight down the coast to California. And so I don't know if we will ever get a refinery in Arizona. We'll see. We'll see whether or not that makes a difference. But it's so frustrating to see what's happening on the other side of the world when I believe the number is less than 5%, maybe more like 2% of the oil that we use here even comes out of the Middle East, out of that part of the world.
Right.
So, why are we seeing these prices so much higher?
I don't know. I feel like, are we ever really going to have an answer?
Are they ever going to go down?
Answer?
Right. Are you guys making any changes at all?
I'm definitely more going. Well, we were gone for the week last week, so that was nice. So I didn't have to.
Did you ever see the gas prices there?
It was about $3.50, $3.59.
Of course.
Right. So why is gas that much cheaper over on the East Coast? I don't know. Where are the refineries there? Aren't they like? Yeah. Where are they? Texas?
I think a lot
Louisiana?
of it comes out of the Gulf. A lot of it comes out of the Gulf. So
so it was about $3.59-ish. So it was nice that I got didn't have to spend money on gas last week. But my husband took the trucks to fill up, and I looked at the account, and I'm like, oh, well, that hurts.
Ooh,
yes,
it's more than double what we were paying.
How about you, Bella?
I'm walking a lot. So,
seriously? Really?
I live by a Safeway,
nice.
and it's like, I need some groceries. I could drive.
Yeah.
Or it's a mile and a half. I can walk.
You walk a mile and a half to Safeway?
Yeah.
Seriously?
That's good.
But don't do it in the heat now.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
I know my heat safety tips. But
Okay, good.
if I can walk there, I'll walk. I don't need to drive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man. Yeah, I would be like you. Might as well just get the extra steps in.
Exactly. And then it's like workout, and I'm not using my car. It's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice.
Good for you.
And then you've got an EV. Definitely, obviously, right, when we go through things like this.
Yes, right.
Yeah, it's like an EV sounds really nice.
Can I just tell you that going all the way back to the 70s, when it was the weirdest time in our country ever to buy gasoline, some gas stations would just close for days, no announcement. You didn't really know why. Some days you would get in a line, but then you realized it wasn't your day to buy based on your license plate.
Wow.
And I'm not kidding. Back then, I vowed to myself, if there was ever an electric car, this is in the 70s. I'm like,
you were already thinking about
I'm
that?
dreaming
Wow.
sci-fi stuff.
Right.
And then when it finally came along,
You're like, I'm getting it.
And in a day where a lot of trucks are priced at $50,000, the EV that I bought was in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
anyway,
Right.
Let's just talk a little bit about our because we know what's going on with oil, we know what's going on with gas. Here's our poll question for you today, which is, what should we do about the Strait of Hormuz? 70% say use the American Navy. Clear the mines and escort the tankers. Let's get them through. 10%, you know what? Do it, but only if the other countries that rely on that oil a lot more send their ships. 20% say just end the war, negotiate a peace with Iran. Des, you're looking at YouTube. What are you seeing?
Yeah, we've got 29% of folks saying that they want the American Navy to clear the mines and escort tankers through, and just under 800 votes here. 14% only do it if other countries that need the oil also send ships, and 57% say end the war and negotiate a peace deal.
Yeah, so the question is, once again, it looks like people are pretty fired up about this one as we approach 1,000 votes. So, Bella, what are you seeing?
Yeah, so right now on YouTube, we're seeing 89 comments at this minute, but it keeps going up. And of course, as always, comments are all across the board. I will read a couple of them. One by Sam Herring says, what peace is there to be had if we have to do it all again in a few years? Larbro says, why would we want to give it to them when we can end them? Question mark. Jason Gates says, deal with it. This is what the U.S. should do about it. And Marty Britton, 267, says, you can't negotiate with a terrorist regime.
Okay.
Okay.
Always thoughtful comments on YouTube.
Yes.
So, the thing about it is, yesterday, on our poll question yesterday, we had a lot of votes. I mean, thousands and thousands.
Yeah, what did we end the day with?
Yeah, did you ever check, Bella, to see the total number? I think the last I looked, we were like 4,000 votes or something like that.
I think
yesterday.
I saw it up to 6,000.
6,000.
Yeah.
So when the reaction is that strong, we do what we call around here the poll queue, re-queue. I just have to look and see. We have all these different buttons. Okay, poll queue, re-queue. Ready? Because people keep commenting on it, too. So let's do our poll queue, re-queue from yesterday, Des, and we can run through some of what people were saying yesterday. Yep. Oh, look at that. 8,000
Wow.
votes.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Okay.
So the question yesterday was in-person voting versus mail-in ballots. Which way is most secure for a democracy? 26% say mail-in voting. It's worked for Arizona for years. 54%, though, that has the majority. In-person voting, saying that's just the best way. Show your ID. It's simple. 20% say in-person, but exceptions for voters with health issues.
By the way, 692 likes on that poll question. What we try to do is really hit the topic of the day. We're a good outlet.
We are.
For you to sort of let it all out, right?
I did want to say that image that you guys are looking at, I screen grabbed that from not even an hour ago, and I'm looking at it in real time on YouTube.
Yes.
The likes have gone up to 701, and the comments are now at 491. So even though this was posted a day ago, people are still interacting with it, voting, commenting.
What are some of the top comments? Right at the top there, like some of the latest.
Someone just said, this is a trick question. I think they're equally secure. Another comment says trick questions. Someone else is saying voting is the most secure way to vote. And another person is saying both. I'm seeing a lot of comments saying both just as I'm scrolling. But of course, they're all over the place as we went over yesterday.
Well, and some people don't even have an opinion.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you literally feel it's a 50-50 deal, then that's legit. You can say that as well. Let's see here. On the QR code yesterday, of course, the numbers are always a little bit different here, but 28% on yesterday's poll, which, by the way, you can still vote on YouTube, saying keep the mail-in voting. It's been working in Arizona for a long time. 63% said in-person voting. Show your ID. It's pretty simple. And then 9% said in-person, but this actually is more of the middle ground anyway. Make sure there are a bunch of exceptions, particularly for voters who say that they have health issues. So that would be another way to do it. And that is today's Poll Q Re-Q. This is when I feel like we need a studio audience, Des.
Yeah, we need
some like clapping.
Yeah, that's right.
Theme music.
Let's hear it for the Poll Q Re-Q. Okay, so coming up, we have Tuesday with Tim Hattrick. Don't miss it. St. Patrick's Day superstitions, 5 ways to bring yourself some good luck. Luck of the Irish. You know, it's a funny thing because usually this time of year, we are the ones that are celebrating 72-degree weather or 74, something like that. And we're not really worried about the heat. No, we're really not. But this year we are. And so, I don't know, maybe it helps us to cool off just a little bit. I have no idea where this camera is, but somebody has already chopped a bunch of their firewood for the winter time, Des.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep that stockpile on hand. You got to keep it nice and, accessible, ready to go, because it still looks very cold there.
All right, so let's roll through some of we have such great affiliates with Fox around the country. Here's a winter weather alert from the UP. Look what it's like just trying to drive or walk around. Did you see that person driving around? Now, they do their best to try to get the snowplows out, but it's a large stretch of land. I went up to the UP about 4 years ago, I think, and they have a shipwreck museum up there right on the shores of Lake Superior, as close as you could get to where the Edmund Fitzgerald sank in Lake Superior, the Gales of November, the Gordon Lightfoot song. And you go up there in the summertime, it's quite pleasant. But boy, this is why there are not a lot of people living up there, because they have plenty of winters in the UP that looks just like this. Yesterday they were warning people, if at all, and this is in the UP where they used to snow, they're like, if possible, don't even get out on the roads. If we have problems with power outages, we're going to set up some warming centers, just like we have cooling centers in the wintertime. So that's what it looked like in Michigan. Let's go to Tennessee.
Ooh. Not a sight we're, used to typically seeing in Tennessee.
Right.
And certainly most of the state there cannot handle really any amounts of snow. So this is a decent amount of accumulation. But yeah, they have had some winter weather themselves. And, they just don't have like the plows and the salt that some other states have to just handle all of this.
So you lived there, you guys, for a couple of years, 4 years, 3, 4?
Yeah, my husband was there for 5 years.
Okay.
And then I joined him for the last year and a half, almost 2 years.
Did you ever have even one epic snowfall? your time in Nashville?
No, not epic. A dusting, and then the whole city shut down. I was like, what is this?
What is going on?
But it was kind of nice. I'm like, all right. I mean, this is nothing that I can't navigate in. But they just, this causes a lot of issues. Yeah. So that's what they're seeing there this week.
Yeah, and the visibility is tough as well. All right, but let's shift, shall we, from Tennessee to upstate New York.
Gets cold there too.
Yeah. But you love it.
I do. Oh my goodness.
A great trip.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, definitely nice to have a week just with the kids and with my family. Yeah. We don't get to Buffalo much. The last time we were in Buffalo, the twins were just under 2. As I remember, they still flew free. So it's been at least 2.5 years. Right. Yeah. So it was nice to go back home and visit family. Yeah. We got some video to show you guys too. And you can always follow me on Instagram as well. I post a lot. And we have some videos on there of the trip. But it's just at Desiree Llewellyn. So my first and last name. But yeah, some of the videos I just captured of our trip.
Here we go.
Yeah. Law. Careful. You're like professionals on that thing now. I'm like, uh-oh, Jeff left the sound out. Hopefully I wasn't yelling at them. Behave yourself.
Okay, where are they? Where are you right here?
This was just documented of some of our travel in the airport because I flew all 4 kids across the country myself. You guys know my husband's a police officer just starting, so wasn't able to get the time off and take him, so that was unfortunate. But the kids and I had a great time. They traveled amazing. And I'm going to put together my essentials for travel with little kids. And number 1 at the top of the list, it's tablets. I don't allow much screen time on the tablets at home, but it captures their attention. The whole trip. So they love navigating the airport on the walking sidewalk. They were on their tablets on the flight, so they were well behaved. It was great. And then on our trip home, it was Sunday, we got home, and it was D3's birthday as well. So he woke up on the East Coast, a 6-year-old, and went to bed on the West Coast, a 6-year-old. So I was like, oh, you little jet setter.
All right, so I just thought of this. What time of day was he born?
He was born, yes, I do. He was born just after midnight. Okay. Sometime between midnight and 1 a.m. because I really wanted him to come on March 14th so we could share at least the same day because my birthday is May 14th. Yes. So I was like, if I'm May 14th, he could be March 14th. Oh my gosh. But then we joked, we were like, no, he wanted his own day. He had to come right after midnight.
You know, the funny thing about that is our first daughter, Michelle, when I took Renee to the hospital, it was Friday night, the 13th in February. And I remember telling Renee, honey, if you could hold on past midnight, we could have a Valentine's baby, which would be way better than Friday the 13th, baby.
So did it happen?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
It wasn't until 2:41 in the morning. I'm like, yes.
Oh, my gosh. Also, that's incredible that you remember that. Yeah. If I asked David, he'd be like, I don't know. No. That's so funny.
Okay, let's go to the second
all our
video
eateries
for you here.
Yes.
Oh, this is so cool. Okay.
So good.
Hang on here. Here we go.
Some of the best Western New York pizza, where the slice is as big as your head. Another delicious Lockport eatery is Mark's Pizzeria. Let's head inside and grab a slice. Since 1982. Some old pictures on the wall. Locks. There's another picture of the lock system. Okay, thank you. And now we're going to take this home to the kids. We got you some pizza. What do you think?
Thank you.
Yes.
Good? Yeah. How is it? No. You're silly. Good. So next up on the Western New York Lockport food tour for the kids is Tasty Treat, the best custard in Western New York. You excited? Here it is. Thank you. Whoa, that's big, bud. There you go. What do you say?
Thank you.
It's chocolate dipped in chocolate. You want to try it?
Yep.
What do you think? Good? Cheers!
Lindy 3. Oh, that's so fantastic.
Right? Oh, the ice cream was definitely the highlight of the trip. I don't know where, like, please let me know in the chat if you guys know where you can get good dip anywhere around Arizona. And don't say DQ because it's
you don't
not
like
the same.
theirs? I get at least one a week at DQ.
I'm really picky about my custard, and I'm just not a fan. It's kind of icy. Like custard should be like very creamy, and rich.
Yes.
But yeah, the kids love the dip cone. It's a really popular place in our hometown.
I love that idea. Yeah. If you guys have a favorite ice cream shop.
Yeah.
Here in the valley where the cones are big.
Know. If not, I'll have to call Tasty Treat and see what it is. I'll have to buy a dip machine for the house.
Start your own franchise,
That's how bad my sweet tooth is.
Bring one here to the valley.
Yeah.
Hey, before we hit our next break, and Tim Hattrick is standing by, so fun. Looking forward to that. This Health Watch story, a group of cardiologists say that some women with slightly high blood pressure could postpone being put on high blood pressure meds because sometimes once you're on them for life.
Right.
And so they say if you make certain lifestyle choices, this particularly appeals to women in their 60s. And this would be with stage 1 hypertension, which I don't know exactly what that is, but it's a little above 120/80. Just stage 1, just a little bit. But they say that you can delay having to go on those meds by doing the kind of the standard things. Maybe if you're a little overweight, bring that weight down. Avoid smoking. And then more and more I'm seeing like online doctors say, go outside, get out in the weather before it's 105, and go for a little walk after dinner, like only 10 minutes. And that can make a real difference to your overall health.
Right. And I wonder, too, like an earlier dinner, if that'll help give your body a little bit more time to digest your food. Because that makes all the difference, too, if you're eating and then going right to bed. Which, sometimes we
have
for
to,
sure.
Right?
That impacts your health for sure. Your body's not able to break it down yet.
Good. Well, maybe a note of encouragement, that's for sure. All right, Tim Hattrick, next, as we continue our tour across the snowy USA. so there was this really interesting thing that came up from BuzzFeed, which every once in a while kind of pops up in my feed, which the title is a great one, Des. It says, 28 things that went up during the pandemic that never went down, and yet we keep buying them.
So it wasn't just the effects of COVID?
Right?
Not surprising. What do we got?
Well, the very first thing they talked about was potato chips. And it is so true. You used to be able to get a large size, which I think are the 13 ounces, for around $3, and they all went to like $5.75 for a bag of chips. And the prices never budge. They still are at it.
And we all know, like, the most of the bag is air, obviously to protect the chips. But yeah, I mean, right. I'm kind of not surprised.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why. Remember we were talking about them yesterday, how you guys love chips. And I go, I do too, but I just don't buy them.
Well,
I mean, sometimes I guess that's why. Especially with my family, one bag that's gone in one, like, sitting for everybody.
I get the store brand. And you can still find the store brands at like $2.99 or $3.49.
See, I am a little picky though. Like some items, I feel like some items have to be name brand.
So it's got to be Lay's or nothing.
Yeah, and like Oreos, it has to be Oreo.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, just weird items.
Let's see some of the other things they talked about here.
Cars.
Cars.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Hello, we know that one.
I mean, it's like you just have to look for used cars now because these new car prices
even those are
yeah, they've gone up for sure. Concert tickets.
Yep.
I said when I got my Elton John tickets, he came to the Chase Field. I think it was about 3 years ago now, and I think I paid $275, and I said I will never pay that price or higher again.
Yeah.
And then the next year, the Eagles came, and that was next door.
And you backtracked.
Back at the time, it was the Footprint Center, Mortgage Matchup Center, and it was $400. And they weren't like front row seats or anything. They were still kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
I know.
100 feet away
The
from
other
stage.
thing on this list that is upsetting to me is housing and rent.
Yeah.
You know, because you need shelter. But we've seen prices skyrocket and not come down.
Yeah.
And yes, Starbucks is on the list too.
This headline said everything at Starbucks. Are we all set to go with Tim, you guys? Okay. Let's bring him on. I love using the moniker, Des. Tuesdays with Tim.
Love it. Hey,
got
Tim.
A nice ring. Hey, buddy.
Good to see you guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
You too.
No kidding. You were just hearing us talk about the 28 things that went up in the pandemic and have never come down.
Yeah.
Care to jump in on any of those things, from potato chips to cars to rent to concert tickets? Come on.
Disney theme park tickets are on here.
Oh, yes.
Restaurant soda, a 500% markup.
Yeah. What do you want to jump in on, Tim?
Well, you were talking about concert tickets, and I agree. You know, you want to see your favorite bands. Like when the Eagles were here, that was a great show. But I let my daughter buy those tickets for me for my birthday, which was a good idea. But I really wanted to see Bruno Mars more than anything. And he had 2 nights here, or has them coming up still. And they were so expensive, I couldn't pull the trigger. So,
as in how much?
Like $600 to $800
a ticket.
Yeah.
Where were the seats?
They were in the lower bowl, or closer to the stage. They were even more expensive. But I thought, come on, Bruno, I've got the Uptown Funk. I should be at the show.
He's trying to pay all that debt he racked up in Vegas, all that gambling he did.
Thinking. I think you're right about that.
Oh my gosh.
I'll watch his videos.
There you go. All right.
I know. I must admit, I have never spent a lot on a concert ticket.
Can you think of the most?
Well, I mean, no, maybe the most $100. Like when Beyonce came to State Farm, I wanted to go so bad, and I forget what the ticket prices were, but I looked at it, I go, I'm not going to do that. Like I have the children come first. Like I can't afford that.
Yes.
So then at the last,
like a mama.
Right? The sacrifices I will remind them of to the day they're not. No, I'm just kidding. But so I got, I think, tickets that morning. So we went last minute. They were $50, but we were way up in the nosebleeds. And then I was kind of like, oh, I wish I had spent like more to experience a better seat.
Buyer's remorse. Now, Des, I just have to say, you and Tim, you have this great chemistry. You chat in the morning, and I thought, we got to bring them on a little more often.
Oh, yeah.
This thing that you guys were talking about regarding St. Patty's Day and good luck.
Yeah, Tim, run through those 5 tips.
Yeah, the thing, did you know this, that you're supposed to, if you get a drink specifically for St. Patrick's Day, especially at an Irish pub, you have to finish the drink or it's bad luck. And so don't, Hooner, I know what a big drinker you are on this day.
Sure.
Don't need any green beer in the pitcher.
He's chugging them.
Okay, so that's one there. We can cross that one off the list. What else?
The other was you put a shamrock in a shot of Irish whiskey, and then you drink them both together.
Oh.
And that's supposed to be good luck.
Okay.
And you mentioned this, Des, and I didn't know this till you said it, that the reason we wear green on St. Patrick's Day is that it makes us invisible to leprechauns, and they're going around pinching people if they see you without green on today. So,
exactly. So you don't want to be pinched.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so you wear your green. Be invisible.
Yeah, I haven't had a leprechaun sighting in a while, but yeah.
Have either of you guys been to Ireland?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Have you?
No.
Okay.
Yes. I went. It was sort of like a last-minute trip because we were in London for a wedding, and unfortunately, my mom had passed away. She loved Irish things, Ireland, everything. And I smuggled some of her ashes on the flight to London, and then we hopped over the ocean there and went to Ireland for just like 6 hours. We hired a driver. We drove to the Cliffs of Moher, which is the beginning scene of Princess Bride, the cliffs that they have to climb there, under the giant's back. And we sprinkled her ashes, and the driver gave us a nice Irish toast, and we went and drank some Jameson in her honor, and then flew back to London. So we were there for 7 hours. That's how long I've been in Ireland. It was beautiful.
Wow.
I'd love to go there.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Your mom was smiling down on you, happy about that. Speaking of it, Tim, there is a town called Dingle. It's on the Dingle Peninsula, and they do the earliest in the day St. Patty's Day parade. I think it's just a little after midnight. It's before sunrise. Right. And look at this. I mean, the people come out, the townspeople, the band. There you got the guy playing the flute. I love that there's this tradition. They want to beat in a country that has a lot of St. Patrick's Day parades. They want to beat the punch. Now, I have to show you, though, what it looks like in the daytime. So let me just go right over here to that.
A live shot from Dingle.
Wow,
that
look at that. Is that a pub?
So as we pulled into town, this was a little more than 10 years ago. I just took this picture because I thought, this town looks like St. Patrick's Day 365.
That's
Isn't
incredible.
that cool?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so they play.
And look at the van out front. That's green too.
Yeah, the vans are green, and so the sign says, "I'm going to punch up that next graphic, Ronnie. It must be ready on graphic 6. Here we go. Hang on. Oh, no, that's on me. Sorry, graphic 7. It must be Dingle. That was just the name of a bar or a pub. It must be Dingle. Now here's one more. The thing is, you didn't get a lot of chance, Tim, to talk to people. But this guy, I'm just walking down the street, and he literally says to me, "How are you liking your time in Ireland?" And I'm like, how did you know I wasn't a local?
What gave it away? What did he say? Did he hear
I don't know.
you speak?
I guess I just it's probably 90% tourists in Dingle. But he was just such a friendly guy. We struck up like a 10-minute conversation. And so that's what I found in Ireland, are the people are so friendly. It's worth going there just for that.
And I'm just
got a mingle and dingle.
Mingle and dingle, Tim.
Oh my gosh, the town's new slogan.
Okay.
Pay this man.
Good. There you go. Quickly.
Send him his royalties.
Go copyright it, buddy. Thank you, Tim, for hanging out with us. There he goes. Oh, that's so
Oh my gosh, I'm laughing at some of the folks in the chat this morning. Too funny, you guys. Thanks for hanging with us.
aside?
No, we're good.
sit.
Stay, you're good. Welcome on in,
Hi.
you guys. We're going to keep things rolling here at Fox 10 Talks now at 11. And obviously today is St. Patrick's Day.
It's always an adventure.
So we're all wearing green.
I had a green blazer that I removed.
But our guest here, Mike Pache.
Did I
go a little overboard? I went a little overboard. I went a little overboard today, and I'm blending in.
Mike, I think everyone's going to need you to take your shirt off. No, inappropriate. Totally inappropriate. We're
For the
just kidding.
Chippendales tryout, is that another segment?
I
different
mean,
segment.
we might see those watchers go from 18 to 180.
Oh, boy.
So just use my voice today, then.
There we go.
How about
We'll
that?
do
You're
that.
fine. You look great.
I like it.
I don't think anyone minds. You got a nice looking tie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
We have a lot of news to cover today.
And you obviously stay very busy up at Fox Now. What's it called?
Live now.
Live
Live now from Fox, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, it's been a long morning.
Yes.
Where do you work?
We don't have do we
Right
have
upstairs.
A shot of all of us. Yeah. Okay, hold on. We're gonna make that happen. Camera, which one?
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Perfect. Thank you. All right.
I wonder if
like
you
that.
sat. No, it wouldn't make
No.
a difference. Okay.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this didn't key out. So I could drape this on.
Oh.
We tried draping my.
And then you put yours on.
Oh, on the other side. Okay. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, so block it out, yes.
He's not a happy man, but you know what? He's married, so he understands.
There we go.
Oh, look at this. We can see you now.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Do you want my sunglasses as well, or I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this. But serious topics.
Yeah.
You talk. You cover a lot of politics upstairs too, and you said that one of the things that a lot of people are talking about is President Trump and his comments on taking over Cuba.
Yeah, this got a lot of people going yesterday because obviously Cuba in a crisis mode right now. They've been having these rolling blackouts, even a full-wide island blackout the other day. And it's because end of January, President Trump putting a halt to oil shipments from the U.S. going to Cuba. So they have that right now going on, and it is causing major issues with electricity, and they're having all these issues. And President Trump says now's the time maybe to take it over. And he said it in a friendly way, but he also said maybe with military as well.
So have we heard comments from the president about Cuba before in this manner, where take it over is very different than let's work together
Yes.
and establish a union of sorts?
Right. This was more, he felt like this is the time for them to even maybe consider it, even given everything that we're seeing right now in Iran, Venezuela as well. I mean, yeah, it's been a busy couple of 6 months for the president and really these ideas.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because obviously this comes on the heels of Venezuela and everything that happened there with Maduro being kind of basically ousted and then brought back here to the United States. Is he thinking that he could do the exact same thing with the Castros in Cuba?
Yeah, I mean, the way that he's talked about it yesterday is that he would want more of a friendly takeover. He feels like they are in such a need right now with the
They're in a bad place.
Yeah,
They
the
would
real
almost
bad place.
invite the United States
Yes.
to come. And the headline I just pulled up this AP article that was put out an hour ago, says Cuba's latest blackout underscores its deepening economic crisis as Rubio calls for new leadership. And so it's not just the president, but members of his cabinet who are saying change needs to come in. There are 11 million residents out there, and they have a crumbling power network. They're saying at any moment it can fail.
Yeah, and we saw that yesterday where it was just totally knocked out, and you're getting to a situation where, people are going to need, resources, obviously, when it comes to medical aid and everything like that.
And they were talking about gas. I mean, a lot of the major airlines that used to have service to Havana have stopped because they can't get gas to refuel the planes to go back. So it's kind of been basically cut off.
Could they even land at the airport?
I mean, they could potentially carry enough fuel, I think, to get them. I mean, it's a short jaunt from Florida down to Cuba. They could potentially carry enough fuel to get back.
But with
and
no
forth.
power there, the electric grid going down, who knows what's going on at the airport.
So this is... go on.
Well, I'm reading further, and there's also mention of political prisoners in Cuba. And the Trump administration is demanding that Cuba release political prisoners, move toward political and economic liberalization in return for lifting of sanctions. as you mentioned, a friendly takeover? What sanctions are we talking about? How many political prisoners remain there?
Yeah, so I mean, we're talking over 25 prisoners that the U.S. feels that there's Americans there that are unjustly imprisoned. Now, they would try to use that oil blockade, like I was talking about, end of January, that has been in motion. It comes at a time, too, where they would need this. I mean, they're depending right now on Russian oil. And Russia, of course, is in the midst of a war with Ukraine. And, I mean, Russia wants to keep Cuba there as a communist nation, though. They do not want the U.S. to take over Cuba.
I guess this is kind of one of those big stories that you continue to monitor.
Yeah, you've been there, right?
Yeah, I went to Havana.
I mean, describe what you had. Do you remember how long ago you were there? Or?
I think it was 2018.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, earlier? Gosh, I have to look back now. It was right after they opened up. This was under Obama when he opened up tourism to Cuba. Jumped at the opportunity to go visit just because, how often do you get the opportunity to go visit? And it was a beautiful country, nicest people. Really interesting, though, just to see. I mean, you saw some of the images of the crumbling infrastructure. And that was just kind of what it looked like. It was pretty wild. And the cars, the old classic cars that they keep up just because they don't really have the ability to get newer cars or to fix up. So they just keep fixing up some of those older cars. It was just a fascinating place to travel to.
Yeah, it would seem like it's like a blast from the past.
It really was. Yeah, it was really cool.
It'll be interesting to see where it goes because it's not that grid and the infrastructure is not going to be able to be sustained for very much longer. No. And then, but of course, with Iran, with the conflict, the war, if you want to call it, in Iran, how much is the United States going to get into?
Sure, yeah.
A lot of people.
Remains to be unseen, yeah.
All right, let's talk about our other topic. Gas prices. Kind of a bummer, right? I mean, it has been brutal for a lot of folks out there. We were talking about this earlier this morning on the show. Gas Buddy has seen a huge uptick of folks going to their website just to try and find where the cheapest gas is. So I just put in Phoenix, Arizona to try and find the cheapest gas, and it kind of will give you areas near you. So you can also limit it. There's all sorts of different things. If you want like a certain brand, if your car takes a certain octane, you can put all those different parameters in Gas Buddy. And right now, look at this. I found what is this? $3.89 at a Marathon gas station. This is on Osborne Road and 19th Street.
Oh wow!
Right now for
I feel like $3.89 is kind of cheap with all the prices that we've been talking about. Let me see what the national average is. When's the last time you filled up, Mike?
Oh, I filled up yesterday for a good 438. It's like you wake up in the morning, you start your trip to work, and you're already in a bad mood. Sort of.
Spend so much money
when you see that 4 number, and then it's like 430, 440, 450s. I mean, that's getting
They're saying
up there.
National average is $3.79 a gallon. Phoenix, the average in Phoenix is $4.63 a gallon, so we're 80 cents higher than the rest of the U.S. Average diesel $5.21, and so when you're seeing that 3-something, I feel like people are saying, "Yeah, that's cheap. I'm going to fuel up."
Yeah. Well, sure, and it doesn't seem that long ago that we were like 360s.
Oh, we were. I thought we were going to dip under 2 for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was getting pretty low.
I was going to say I saw people on TikTok talking about the lines at Costco because Costco is, notoriously a lot cheaper than some of the other gas stations, and they said the lines there were just insane to get gas.
We went really early Saturday morning, and there were no lines, but it was a little cheap.
At Costco?
Yeah, let's see. Costco gas Phoenix price.
Well, according to Gas Buddy, we've got $3.99. This was 3 hours ago. Someone updated. This
at
was
Costco?
Their location at 3801 North 33rd Ave.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
So there you go. I mean, that's kind of wild that's what we're talking about is the cheapest gas you can find right now.
And that's something that obviously this is being caused by the war in Iran, that the Strait of Hormuz essentially closed. And now we have so many allies, including, I think I heard Japan saying we're not going to step in and help. We get 1%, I believe, is the number that I had of our fuel, of our petroleum from through that area. We have to go?
We have to go.
No, I thought it was at 12.
Nope.
Okay, bye.
Quick break. We'll be right back. Mike, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, welcome back.
It's just me.
Well,
it's just
there's-
them.
Where's the wide shot? I don't.
Where's the?
Ta-da!
Oh.
Ta-da!
There. No, don't push it. They're doing it. Okay.
Oh.
No, don't move it. Okay. Thank you. Steph is over there trying to wrangle us all and control us.
You know what they say about Tuesdays?
No.
What?
Yeah, what do they say
you know
about
what Ty
Tuesdays?
says about Tuesdays?
I don't like Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you guys like Tuesdays?
I don't like Mondays
Why?
because it's Monday.
Yeah, but it's like the first day back. You just had a couple days off, and then Tuesday is like, and Wednesday you're halfway through.
Yeah.
Thursday is Friday light, Friday Junior, Friday's Friday. So Tuesday is like,
There's nothing redeeming
nothing.
about a Tuesday.
The gas prices are high.
Yes.
But you know what is great about this Tuesday? We got the drone zone.
Drone zones.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this because you have a new episode coming out, correct?
We do. It's out now, streaming on Fox local app. It's all about dude ranches.
All right, and let's take a look
Oh,
and walk us through what we're looking at. This
that's
is
a dude
cool.
ranch.
Where
Did you
is
guys
this?
get on a horse?
That's in Wickenburg.
Look at Joe. Joe's like, this is not our video.
No, we've done actually a couple of dude ranches in Wickenburg because they are the dude ranch capital of the world.
What is a dude ranch, please?
Well, Joe, would you like to explain what dude ranch is?
A bunch of like-minded individuals who get together and ride horses.
Are they all dudes?
They can be, or they can, you can make
Dudettes. You can have
Dudettes, yeah.
Okay.
Dudes and dudettes ranch.
No, it's all-encompassing ranch where you go there, you'll spend a weekend, a couple days, and you ride the
You
horses.
can't just go for a day.
I mean,
you
you
just, like,
could
hang-
go for a day to ride horses, but this is we're at here is the
that's
flying
lovely.
it's the Flying E Ranch in Wickenburg.
Wow.
And they actually have a cattle drive that you could participate in, and that was the subject of the drone zone that we show on the show.
Oh,
which is actually fun because that's the first time I've actually been on a real life cattle drive with real cowboys and we're doing cattle.
did you ride?
I did.
Yeah.
You
It's
did.
Yes.
Were you afraid of falling off?
No, not at all. It was actually really fun, and it was a great experience at the Flying E Ranch.
Now, can anybody do this? Can they sign
Oh,
up
yeah.
to go do this?
Yeah.
You don't have to have any type of experience. You can
No.
just go for the first time and
Well, look
be
at
part
us.
of this.
Do you think
listen.
that Joe Tillman has ever been to a dude ranch or ridden a horse?
Well, I thought
or
maybe you guys
or
were
maybe
just
you've wrangled
invited.
cattle. You do work with us.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do know how to rein in cattle. Correct.
He's ridden horses before. He's lived in Arizona his whole life.
That's
He's
true.
called the horse whisperer.
Speaking of horses, I know the rules when you drone
Yes.
because I am a visual observer
Yes,
and passed
of
a
course.
test, is that you're not supposed to fly over people and like animals. But obviously here you're like not only like right above the horses, but you got up close and personal in some of these shots. How does that work?
Well, actually, when drone, we're probably maybe 200 feet above the horses.
So it doesn't spook up.
No, it doesn't
Oh,
spook
okay.
up.
Right.
But then we went to the one horse place in Mare, and the owner wanted to get his horses used to the drone. He's like, fly all around them. I
Oh,
want you to
really?
fly all
Really?
around them.
Because there was
Horses
just
to
a
get used to the
shot
drone.
of like this brown horse with the white, and it was like right there in the camera. How close were you on that one?
We probably used the zoom on that one. I didn't see that clip when it was
Oh,
going.
okay.
But right now, this is another Wickenburg dude ranch. It's the KL Bar Ranch, and same thing where you can spend your time there, and they have all sorts of activities from horseback riding, shooting, anything, all-encompassing cowboy life.
Scenery. It's like
That is beautiful.
in Wickenburg.
Oh gosh.
Now, do they do this year round, even when it gets hot in the summer? Are they out there?
No.
Pretty much
Okay.
after April, they take a break
Gotcha.
and then come back in November. But with our temperatures now, who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just did a little research, and it says there are approximately 10 to 15 major dedicated dude ranches operating in Arizona. And they actually have an Arizona Dude Ranch Association. They have 10 key member ranches. Tucson area has 1, 2, 3. The Wickenburg area has Rancho de los Caballeros.
We've been there.
Yeah, we've been
The
there.
KL Bar Guest Ranch and the Flying E Ranch.
Yes.
Southern Arizona Patagonia has 1, 2, and then there are 2 other locations, Alpine and Yucca.
Wow, thank you.
Off the top of our head, just boom.
I did research.
A fun fact about Anita, and
Here we go.
Great, here we go.
What are we going to tell people?
we've worked with you on stories about horses, and you always keep
carrots or apples in your purse.
Where did we go when I had those?
Well, I was with you at South Mountain.
South Mountain.
We had to stop at Sprouts to get carrots before the shoot because you're like, I'm not going in the shoot without carrots.
Why were we shooting horses in South Mountain?
Because they go around South Mountain.
Yeah, horseback riding.
Oh, I don't remember, but I do always have treats for the animals.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I think we did a
Usually
horse
you guys
rescue, and yeah, you had the carrots. You're like,
I did?
I have
I
stuff.
thought you were going to tell everyone I got kicked by a horse. That's a whole different story.
No.
Did you have
we
a
don't
second VO to show us?
Yes. This right here.
Oh, look at
that's
that.
fantastic.
We are a professional
Wait,
rider.
is that real? That almost looks like you asked ChatGPT to put you guys.
No, that's real.
That was before ChatGPT.
That's a real photo.
That's a real photo. My horse there at KL Bar Ranch was John Wayne. And do you remember the name of your horse?
Rocket. Now, when you go out on some of these adventures, how long are they taking you out for? Because you need to kind of dedicate a little bit of time to one of these, right?
Yeah, a lot of the times we'll get the drone footage like this of them riding the horses out there, and then we'll need to get some supplement video, of course, so we'll get on some horses with the GoPros and
Gotcha.
So when you're droning right there, neither one of you are on the horses because obviously one of you has to drone, one of you has to be a visual observer.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do the ride, and then we'll go back with them and do some
more,
shots with the GoPros, the 360s, the iPhones. Drone Zone's very advanced.
I have to tell you, those horses are amazing.
They're really nice.
Yeah, they're probably used to people too.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that this would be like a good place if you're a beginner or want to like.
They're very chill. They're not gonna cause a fuss.
That ranch is beautiful.
They run you through everything, how to ride the horse and direct the horse. And another one of our Drone Zone shows where we were on the road, I was on the horse, remember, and he was showing me how to move around with the horse.
Right. Yeah.
I wonder if you guys would ever take the Drone Zone on the road. And so what you would do is for a week, you would go to different parts of Arizona and that day, edit day of, and then go live and show the drone story.
That sounds like more work for them.
Okay.
And then the next day you would hit the road, rolling with Richard, but we're going to roll with the Drone Zone guys, and then you go to the next location.
Did we get an RV?
If Richard got one,
gets an
I'm
RV,
sure
you can get an RV.
Too,
Drone Zone needs an RV.
Yeah,
we'll bring Richard along
Or
too.
you can have Richard's old RV.
I don't know if that would get you very far.
We need a unique Drone Zone.
Probably stinky in there. Looks smelly.
You think?
Old,
Ooh, I'm going to text Richard.
He knows. He probably would agree with
a locker
you.
room. It's nasty.
You got to stick one of those tree fresheners up in there.
And it's
something.
I'm going to say you need more than one.
hundreds of trees.
Yeah.
It's like a forest. All
Yeah.
right. Bye, guys. Happy Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Oh, we still have 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you?
I'm like, what? I was like, where is time?
back?
Hi, guys. Hi,
Are we back?
You guys.
Fake out.
Wow. Are we back? Woo.
Psych.
That was amazing. Wow.
We still have 2 more minutes.
Oh.
Okay, so in my defense,
I'm done. We're done.
I've had enough.
Show
of you two.
over.
We're done. In my defense,
There's no defense for you.
What do you have?
no,
Done.
hold on. They changed all of our breaks and times.
Sure. Confusing.
And so it is. And so at first I was like,
But they're right there, and it says 11:22. There's no
You're right.
11:20 anywhere on the sheet.
It
Thank
says
you, guys.
11:22. All right. Well, we've got another minute now. If you guys
What
want
are
to
we
tap
gonna do
dance,
now?
I don't know. I just want to end the show. I was
What time is it? 11:20.
Bye.
Tell us a fun. Why did you become a photographer?
Why?
You have a minute
Fun
left.
fact. Hurry. 30 seconds.
Because I
each.
liked doing home movies as a kid and kind of, video camera. I've always, found interesting.
Where
Joe?
was your first job?
In Peoria, Illinois.
Joe?
I liked it because the scenery changes every day.
That is true.
We're not stuck in a cubicle, manual, done.
That's another
Stuff like that.
First job?
First job was here in town, Channel 33, Univision.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you guys are extremely talented, so it's not just like, hey, I liked it. You have the skill.
Well,
Oh, thank you.
thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Someone
you guys are
asked,
good.
Ty, what are you taking today?
Not
Mushrooms.
Enough. Not enough.
He ate some of
No
those mashed
patience.
potatoes and bangers.
Yeah, that looked.
Oh.
Good.
Maybe that's what did
All
it.
right. Well, now we've got 20 seconds left. Now we can say
right.
goodbye.
We can
Goodbye.
Drone Zone
Watch the Drone Zone.
airing right now on the
On the
Fox,
Fox Local app. It'll be on fox10phoenix.com on Thursday or Friday, and then YouTube this
10
weekend.
seconds Before he cuts us off.
Count us down, Joe. Count us down.
Happy
4,
St. Patrick's
3,
Day.
2, 1.
We are now to the point in the program where we compare and contrast. Look at our beautiful city. Still, a decent day. We've been floating around 90. I'm fine with it. Not going to be so much about the 105, but hey, look at this, would you? Oh, let's see. I think that's Lake Superior. We have some pictures coming up today, Des. Here's the thing. Let's say you're running a newsroom in, I don't know, someplace around Lake Superior, like Duluth, something like that. And you say, okay, to a photog, hey, before you go out and shoot that, crash on the freeway, can you get me some quick snow pictures?
Yeah, this is where you'd go.
Yeah. So we have, a lot of the times we have good pictures. I'm not saying anything bad. But when you see the video that we are going to roll out for you, let me see where we have this here. It's currently scheduled for about 20 minutes from right now. Hope you can hang with us right till noon here on FTT. This is like some of the most beautiful photography. And I don't know if it was a guy from a station or just some local yokel who was out there in the snow of Lake Superior, but you just have got to see those pictures. Hope you can stay with us, and thank you for joining the chat, too. Mr. Paul Valine is saying, 105, let's go.
Are you excited about this? Wow.
I really like his attitude because it very easily can sort of devolve into sounding like we're all complaining when there's really nothing we can do about it.
Right.
I almost feel like we could take all the steps necessary to become more green, but you got to get more cooperation from, name the country, China, India, some of the great, They're rapidly expanding their industrial base. And in India, you have 1.4 billion people, and every one of them wants to drive a car, whereas maybe they want to be part of the That's part of the dream of America. They want, the same type of lifestyle. So some countries, I don't know. China says they're really serious about it, about trying to protect the environment. And I think we are pretty effective at it here in the U.S. But I don't know. I could go down a rabbit hole here on global warming, and it's a little concerning.
Absolutely, yeah. But some people don't even think it's real. So,
yeah. Well, now we're all convinced.
A bunch of different philosophies, I suppose.
There we are. Now we're all convinced because if you were skeptical about it before, these temps are crazy. Mm-hmm. I will just say, I meant to ask Crystal about this. Good morning, everybody. Ron and Des here, hanging out with you right till noon. I did go look. I'm trying to think, what was the website? Because you can find the 30-day forecast.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Okay.
But it was about. I was trying to figure out. Well, where would we be like in early April? Will we be 110? I mean, that's a worry that people have.
Yeah.
And that particular forecast said we might downtrend back to a more normal number. Not all the way, but more like in the 80s.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, you can probably. Scientists can make an educated hypothesis, right, of what the forecast might be. But like Crystal says, if you go too far out, it just becomes less and less accurate.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess you can, come up with what you think it could be. But hopefully we trend down again.
Right.
Get a little break before the summer actually starts.
Right.
We're still in winter.
This is the number
one. It's not even spring.
This is the number one concern I think people have is if we're going to hit 105 in March, how bad would it be in April? How bad will it be in May?
I think about the future. I'm like, what if here in Arizona, like 110 and up just becomes the year, year-round normal? I don't know if I can survive.
Right?
I don't know.
Let's hope not. Okay, so big headline this morning. We are going to bring you up to speed on several of the top stories. And so Joe Kent, you may not have ever heard the name until today, but he is the director of the National Counterterrorism Center. He is upset about the war with Iran. He thinks that Israel's supporters here in the U.S. have too much power, too much sway over the White House and the president's decision to go to war. So he said, quote, after much reflection, I've decided to resign my position as director of the National Counterterrorism Center. He said, Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. So, just interesting to see those developments. And at the same time, the president's been speaking himself about where he thinks things stand with the war. And it was just a little while ago. Every year on St. Patrick's Day, the Irish Prime Minister comes over and spends some time over here in the USA, where so many people have some Irish in them. But of course, the talk was about the war and more. Here's what the president said.
If we left right now, it would take 10 years for them to rebuild. But we're not ready to leave yet. But we'll be leaving in the near future. We'll be leaving in pretty much the very near future. But right now they've been decimated from every standpoint. And again, we've had great support from countries in the Middle East, great support, but we've had no support from, essentially, no support from NATO. All of their military is there, but you can always have somebody drop a mine in the water. It's like terrorism. Yep. And then you have the people that own the billion-dollar ship saying, well, let's not move that ship yet because we want. So we thought that Europe would help that because they do have some minesweepers. But it's amazing that, they all said, what a great job. They would call me congratulating us on the great job we did with respect to Iran, and we knocked the hell out of them. They're no longer the bully of the Middle East. They were known as the bully of the Middle East, and they're not the bully anymore. But you would have thought they would have said, we'd love to send a couple of minesweepers. It's not a big deal. It doesn't cost very much money. But they didn't do that. So, I think it's very unfair to the United States, not to me, but to the United States. We have a tremendous long-term relationship with the UK. I mean, People would say it's the best. I don't want to get into that, but we've had, who's the longest, the oldest, should be the best. Always was the best until Keir came along, and I like him. He's a nice man. He says everything beautiful. He's a very nice man with a beautiful family. Everything's perfect, but he doesn't produce. And I think it's very inexpensive. I just said, you don't have to send me aircraft carriers. Send me a couple of minesweepers. We don't need your aircraft carriers. But even the aircraft carriers, he would only send them after we essentially won. I mean, he's sending them when there are no planes left, when the missiles are down to 8%. They have like 8% of the missiles. The rest, we demolish the missiles, and the factories, largely the factories are going even as we speak. They just hit another factory. They have a lot of missile factories. They have a lot of drone factories, and so he's wants to send them when we don't need them.
Well, there's the Strait of Hormuz right there, and it shows you just kind of how quiet things are. And so, when it comes to Hormuz, now that map is very interesting. It shows you it's less than 30 miles wide across. And so look how much of Iranian territory abuts the Strait of Hormuz. So the U.S. has been doing what it can to destroy Iran's ability to basically send missiles and drones to its neighbors. And, there's a larger question about what to do about their nuclear stockpile of enriched uranium. And who knows where and how and when that might get solved. But the Strait of Hormuz is a huge issue, and so it is our poll question today, Des. And here's what we're seeing from people.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, the majority of voters here, 72%, say that we should use the American Navy, clear the mines and escort tankers through. 9% want us to only do it if other countries that also need that oil send their ships to. 19% want to end the war and just try to negotiate peace with Iran.
So you can grab that QR code. We're still accepting votes. Also on YouTube, where 29% say use the Navy, clear those mines, let's start escorting. 14% say only do it if other countries send their ships as well. 57% say in the war now, negotiate a peace. So coming up after the mystery cam, coming up after the mystery cam, Isabella's going to join us. Don't go away. Well, did you see what we did there? We kind of pulled the old switcheroo. Once we went into the break, we put the actual mystery cam up because we had that, whatever it was, Minnesota snowy picture. Coming up in 12 minutes, the most beautiful pictures you have ever seen of a lake on a snowy day. How about that? How about that for a promise? Okay, so let's take a look at this, Des, and try to analyze. It's not a very big downtown. It's got some of those old storefronts. I don't see a single, more modern building. So I'm thinking, an older part of the country, not out west here. Could be in the Midwest, but I think I'm going to go a little further. I think I'm going to go with an Ohio. Do you guys want to guess on our mystery cam now? And you can let us know what you think.
Yeah, what are some of the guesses coming in, folks?
We're standing by.
Yeah, waiting. Get those guesses going. Outlaw, one from him.
What's he saying?
Galesburg, Illinois?
Oh, or Galesburg, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Galesburg?
Okay. So, okay, I like his thinking there. I mean, I went Ohio.
That was really specific.
You could see an Illinois or a Indiana, that kind of thing. Yeah, Outlaw's a pretty good guesser. Let's see. All right, what do you think, Des? What are you going to go for?
I'll go somewhere in Indiana.
Okay. All right. So we have Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. We got that whole stretch of the Midwest. And let's see. Abby, do you want to bring us the mystery cam notification?
Oh, some other guesses funneling in. Darla says it could be Tennessee, maybe Kentucky.
Okay.
Miguel also thinking Tennessee.
All right.
I don't know, though. We were showing some images from Tennessee earlier. We don't know what part of the state necessarily, but Thomas Brown, West Virginia.
Yeah.
And Low Philosophy getting in his guess of Illinois.
Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, here she is now.
So it is Galesburg, Illinois.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice job, Outlaw. Coming in first with that guess.
There you go, Outlaw. There's your compliment of the day from Des.
Awesome.
Okay, so there was a fire this morning. The pictures coming in from New York City were honestly pretty concerning. Look at that, would you? So here's what we've learned about it so far. The fire department said it came in at 9:45, and it was an all-hands-on-deck fire on 43rd Street, and it was actually fairly close to the start of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. It was near a staging area there, and apparently it had something to do with either some equipment or something that was going wrong up on the roof. We watched it closely as it was unfolding, and within about an hour after NYFD was there, they managed to mostly get it under control. And yet, you see something like that and you think, oh boy, there was a movie a long time ago, Des, called The Towering Inferno.
Just remind you of that?
Yes. Because it was so high up on a high rise kind of a thing. But they're trained for it in New York. It's just another day.
Oh,
another
absolutely.
Day of the job.
I just would be concerned if you're inside, because if you're somewhere above where that's breaking out, do you have access to get down? So where would you go? I guess the roof. If you could get up that high onto the roof to safety.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, they're pretty incredible. Yeah, the training for them has got to be definitely pretty unique to handle situations like this.
Okay, and then this story of the DUI arrest, Des. Here's a guy. Let's get right to the mugshot. Guy from Tolleson was arrested. They said DPS was on this. They said the guy was doing about 130 miles an hour. I'm trying to think if he was on the I-10. I believe the stretch there is a 65-mile-an-hour speed limit. Mm-hmm. So I think that's way too fast.
Oh, way too fast.
I'm just making an educated guess here.
Yeah. That's criminal speeding at that point.
Yeah, 20 miles over. Which, honestly, I don't know. You know what? A lot of people on our freeways drive 85 miles an hour. A lot of people do. They might want to look at that and maybe go a little higher.
Well, what kind of vehicle was he in?
Yeah, good point, right?
Makes you think that it would had to have been some type of sports car.
Ernesto Rodriguez.
Right? I don't even know if my speedometer goes up to 130.
Right.
Does it? What does yours go up to?
It probably does. I bet it's about that. It's a good question. You guys, do you off the top of your head in the chat? Do you know what's your
Isn't
max
it so
speed?
funny? We can get into we can do the same thing every day. Like you get into your car if you go to work, every day.
Yeah.
But you don't even notice like those little things.
I know.
But yeah, what do you guys think your speedometer goes up to? 130.
And don't test it.
There is no reason to go that fast.
Don't test it, that's for sure. Hey, look who's joining us now. This is Rebecca Edwards, and she put together the study, Des, on the safest cities in the Valley. Mm-hmm. And we thought, well, that would make a great segment. Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
We're doing really good. We hope we're living in a safe city. How did Phoenix rank versus some of the other cities in the Valley?
Well, Phoenix itself is not at the top of the list, obviously. Just larger cities, it's very hard for them to end up at the top of the list. Yeah. And I actually don't have specific numbers for Phoenix because the law enforcement agencies there did not submit a report, at least in time for our calculations.
Okay, so tell us about the cities that you did learn about.
Gilbert was one that was one of the largest cities, and it ended up at number 7. So that city did really well. It was very impressive, the performance that it's had this year. Mesa has done all right. Mesa ranked number 21 for us.
Thank you. Okay.
Violent crime rate of 4.7 incidents per 1,000 people and just 15 property crimes per 1,000 people, which may seem like a lot, but the national rate is around 28 per 1,000. So Mesa's doing a lot better.
Big difference,
yeah.
So what city came in as the safest?
The safest in the state of Arizona is San Luis. I'm not sure if I'm saying that the right way. And they had not even one violent crime per 1,000 people, just 0.88, and just over 5 property crimes per 1,000. So
now,
pretty.
Do you happen to know the year that these results were calculated?
This is for crimes that were reported in 2024.
Okay.
So they were the final assessments from the FBI that came out in August of 2025.
Mm-hmm. So actually, can you run through the top of that list then? Because you said Gilbert was, 7? So can you go from 1, so San Luis?
Yeah, San Luis. Surprise is number 2. Oro Valley, number 3. Was Surprise a surprise?
No, it was just a surprise.
I love
surprise.
My favorite thing is when the guests start to ask us questions, and so
Sorry.
that's perfect. Yeah, surprise.
Okay.
Maybe not a surprise.
Yeah, that makes sense, I suppose. Oro Valley.
Okay.
Oro Valley 3, Queen Creek number 4.
Oh, nice.
Sahuarita,
Okay.
number 5.
Sahuarita.
Buckeye.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Sahuarita, thank you. Buckeye is 6, Gilbert 7, Marana 8, Prescott Valley 9, and rounding up the top 10 is Maricopa.
Love it.
Okay.
Well, we only have a couple of minutes left here. We're up against a break. But what are your takeaways? What can we all learn from the work you did just trying to study this out?
The number one reason that we put out these reports is to just get a conversation going and have people thinking about safety in their neighborhood and where they live, because everybody participating and trying to be proactive instead of reactive is what makes a difference across the board. So we encourage people to use common sense things, lock your doors, lock your car, get a security camera, look out for your neighbors, get to know which cars and people belong in your neighborhood. And, just by those small things, we can all contribute to keeping those crime rates as low as possible.
Yeah, the doorbell cameras, are those really a deterrent?
It's hard to say whether they're a deterrent because these days we see so many people just looking at the camera, and going about their business. But a lot of companies are coming out with more proactive things. They're combined with whistles. Some are combined with live monitoring. So as soon as the camera is triggered, an actual monitor looks and can interact with the person and say, hey, do you belong here? This house is guarded by so-and-so. We're going to call the police and hopefully scare them out in a more proactive way instead of just the camera capturing the crime.
Okay, good tips there. Cameras, lock your doors.
Yeah,
know
kidding.
your neighbors. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and we've all learned a lot about doorbell cams in the last month and a half because of what happened with Nancy in Tucson. All right, Rebecca, we've got to go, but we really appreciate you sharing your input on this. And come on, Phoenix, let's do better. I'm sure there are a few other cities we could try to maybe boost up the list a little higher.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rebecca.
Thank you.
And with that, we go back to Galesburg. Now, listen, here's what's coming up next. That picture I promised you, the video of the beauty of Lake Superior. It's funny because I was just up there this last year in August, and it was so pretty. But, man, it is cold, and it is stunning right now. Plus, a story to make you really appreciate what's going on in the younger generation. Okay, so one last longing look at Galesburg. I'm sure the town has an interesting history because it looked like it was booming just based on some of those buildings like 85 years ago. But hey, people are downtown. They're doing some shopping, I guess. By the way, Bella joins us now, Des. You were still looking at comments. People are still worked up about our poll question.
Yeah,
today.
Abby and I were back there looking at comments, and just since we went over it last, about 50 more comments have came in. So I'll read 3.
Okay.
Miss Deanna Ember says President Trump has offered peace terms on several occasions, and they forfeited that offer each time. Let's see. Someone says, Rob Truth says, give the people freedom. 5150 Todd says you can't negotiate with a terrorist state. And then one other comment said, I've already lost it, but they said, I don't know if we can reach peace at this point. So just a lot of comments are continuing to flood in all across the board.
It is interesting because I think it's a good point that was it Rob who said give the people freedom. I'm sure they want that.
Yeah.
But all the reports I see say that people are still too afraid of the regime to go back out and try to protest again for democracy because of what happened last time.
Oh, totally understandable.
6,000 or 7,000 people slaughtered
their whole life.
Yeah.
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
So...
Well, okay, so thank you for sharing your input with us on that. Are you guys ready? I know I've probably built this up too much. Are you ready for the video from Lake Superior in the snow?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Okay, brace yourself. It's really quite beautiful. And would you look at that? Whoever this photog is, they found the most perfect icy tree in the winds as the kind of icy, slushy shores of Lake Superior. We're like roiling in the cold just beyond the way.
That's amazing. It looks like a slushie.
Yeah, it does, right?
It made me think of Narnia.
Oh, yeah.
The snow.
That would be a good scene.
Oh, my gosh.
That
You know what
water has to
surprised
be
me, you
so
guys,
cold.
was how much I like Duluth. I think Celeste told me that one of her former ASU students is the morning show anchor in Duluth. So I tried to watch a little bit of their morning news when I was up there, but it's a cool looking city. What look off in the distance. Is that more snow and ice? I was trying to figure out what that was. It's almost like a little iceberg.
It looks like a mountain or an iceberg.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, would you polar plunge in that water?
No.
No?
Just because there's waves. I would polar plunge in a controlled pool, but not in that.
Right.
I think I'm a little crazy. I think I would try to give it a go.
Wow.
I think you would get hypothermia.
You've polar plunged, Ron?
I polar plunged, sure.
Would
Lake
you do
Tahoe. Here's the weird thing. We were doing our show live from Lake Tahoe. We got there the afternoon before. It was a beautiful, sunny, like 75-degree day, and the weather changed the next morning. And I said, I'm going to jump in that lake tomorrow. And everybody's like, right. I said, I'm jumping in the lake. Well, of course, we wake up the next morning to like 30-mile-an-hour winds, white caps on the lake.
See, that's what I'm saying. You've kind of already done it, so this would be nothing.
There would be nothing.
Give that a try.
Des, you make an excellent point. Now, in contrast, you guys, are we doing anything different here by the time we get to 105?
Not going outside in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I save my walks for when the sun starts to set.
Right.
Because it's too hot when it's, afternoon after work.
Right.
Yeah.
I am so jealous of that.
She's like, once it gets cooler, I'm going to bed.
I mean, I like our schedule, but we're up so early.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of a bummer. We miss the morning.
Right.
And then, we have to get to bed so early.
Yeah.
So tend to miss the evening, too.
Right.
Drinking more water, too.
Yes.
For sure.
I am trying to be more mindful of that.
We used to have a swimming pool. A lot of people have swimming pools here in town. But the place we moved, we don't have a swimming pool anymore. But there's a community pool. And you can bet I'm going to be walking down to the community pool and jumping in probably every day of the 105s. Because it's like 3 days,
is
right?
the water
2 or 3.
heated?
Sort of semi. It's not like freezing cold right now.
Oh, yeah,
but
that's
it's not
what I
warm.
wonder how cold it would be.
Yeah.
I might dip a toe into the pool then and see how cold our pool is.
Okay.
So I have a feeling it's maybe still a little too cold.
Okay.
You'll have to
we'll
report
Des,
back.
you come on over.
We're curious.
And you're welcome anytime at the community pool.
I love it.
Okay, so anyway, there's this story. It's very heartwarming about a young man who is out there helping his neighborhood. He realizes there are some people that maybe could use a little extra time to get across the street. It's a great story. A guy named Devonta Robbins goes by the nickname of Metro. And he was inspired to volunteer after he was hit in a hit and run. Goes back 5 years ago now. And look at how, you could after a situation like that, you could just be mad about it or scared about it or whatever, or you could do what he's doing. Check this out.
I saw him helping people cross the road, and I thought it was a really nice job of him, so I wanted to give him a tip. I wanted him to get some recognition, so I was like, let's make a TikTok, and it blew up from there.
Let's make a TikTok. There's Devonta.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Right? The power. Okay, I don't necessarily love social media all the time, but it does have some great benefits, right? I mean, otherwise, how would we have known he was doing this?
Yeah.
And now they're trying to raise some money for him because he actually walks everywhere.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a vehicle.
Yeah.
So through that TikTok and him gaining some attention, they've now started a GoFundMe for him. And the goal is to get him a vehicle.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. I hope he gets.
Really
I hope
sweet.
that happens.
And there's a reason he's doing it at this particular intersection, because he said the problem is living in that area. He has seen that people don't like to stop there. And so he said, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to help. And so you can tell people really appreciate it. Look, the girls are back. Thanks again, buddy.
Aww.
So it's a heartwarming story.
That's really sweet.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. A couple of other things to talk about, you guys, before we wrap it up. Did you hear about the woman who just set a new Guinness World Record for throwing 10 men in 37.4 seconds?
Incredible.
Now, I know you probably have to go back to page 378 to find it, but they have so many world records. But she's a lady from Germany. Gosh, I wish we had the video. She has, the competition is you lift a man, you pick him up and you throw him. And she did it. It actually was last year, but I think it just finally aired on a TV show in Munich just this last weekend. And so the record marks the fastest time in world history to lift and throw 10 people, men or women, in the women's category. You could either choose women or you could choose men, pick them up, throw them. And so what do you think? Should this become more of a sport that would you watch on TV? A lady picking up 10 guys and trying to throw them across
I mean, I want to watch it now because I would watch. I'm like, how high is she lifting them and how far is she throwing them?
I think you have to kind of
How much do they weigh?
I think you have to
is
lift
there a
them
weight
up.
limit? Is there a weight limit?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Because what if they're
It's all
small people?
jockeys, they're horse racers, that weigh 105.
Wow.
Who knows? But I think you have to get them up to this point and then you heat them.
Okay.
Wow, she's strong.
Yeah, she is.
I don't want to get
What is
into
her
a
name
fight
here?
with her.
She'd just pick you up and toss you. Oh,
yeah. Get that video. Were we
Right.
not allowed to show it?
Correct.
Oh. Bummer. All right. Well, you're all on the computer. Hopefully, there's cell phones nearby.
Sina Ruppenthal, that's her name. And she just... So anyway, congratulations. Who even knew that was a record?
Who knew?
One last thing.
10 men.
Who are the worst drivers? Age-wise, according to a new report from Consumer Affairs.
Okay.
I think they are reliable. Gen Z generally are the most dangerous drivers behind the wheel. The safest are my category, baby boomers. Okay, thank you. Millennials and Gen X fall in between, but the report says Gen Z they now have the nickname of Zoomers, which is a cool name.
Yeah, well, very fitting.
They're involved in 45% of all the worst crashes, the fatal crashes, basically contributing to bad habits from behind the wheel.
Why is that? I think when you're younger, you kind of feel like a sense of...
invincibility.
Bella, we have a few seconds left. Do you have a theory?
Well, the people in my generation, you have the phone distraction. You think you're invincible, and so that's why car insurances are so much higher for people under 25.
Just wait till you guys hit the baby boomer stage in about 25 years. Bye, everybody.
Bye.